A murderer and child rapist convicted of 9 counts of first-degree murder and 14 sex crimes of underage girls, his victims being his own children. Ever heard of Marcus Wesson? I'm gonna tell you all about him. What is going on, everybody? Before this video begins, I wanted to go ahead and just advise everybody that viewer discretion is advised for this video. This one is sick and twisted, and just wanted to give you guys a fair warning that this one is going to be kind of gross. I'm not going to say kinda. This one will be gross. But without further ado, let's get into the sick world of Marcus Wesson. Marcus Wesson, born on August 22nd, 1946, to parents Benjamin and Carrie Wesson. Marcus was the oldest of his 4 siblings. He was raised as a member of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Wesson claimed his mother was a religious fanatic. His father was abusive and drank heavily, and would often abandon his family during Wesson's younger days. By the early 1960s, the family moved from Kansas to San Bernardino, California. Wesson dropped out of high school shortly after he joined the U.S. Army, serving from 1966 to 1968 as an ambulance driver. After leaving the military, Weston moved in with a woman named Rosemary Solario and her 8 children in San Jose, California. Things seemed to be going well for Weston and Rosemary as she gave birth to Weston's son in 1971. But as they always say, everything ain't always what it seems. Weston began sexually abusing Rosemary's 8-year-old daughter, Elizabeth. Weston was very adamant about Elizabeth, so much that he impregnated her and married her when she was only 14 and he was 34. 4 months later, after they married, she gave birth to her first child, and eventually the couple had 10 children together, including 1 infant who died. One of Elizabeth's younger sisters left her own 7 children with them, claiming to be unable to care for them due to drug problems. Wesson never held a steady job. He lived off welfare and had his working adult children give him all of his earnings. In 1989, Wesson was convicted of welfare fraud. The family often lived in rundown shacks, boats, and vacant houses. Wesson was abusive towards his wife/daughter and their children. At this time, I have no idea where the hell Rosemary went, but apparently it seems to be just Elizabeth and Wesson raising all their children together. Wesson prevented Elizabeth from participating in the children's upbringing. He homeschooled the children and taught them from his own handwritten Bible that focused on Jesus Christ being a vampire. He told the children that he was God and had them refer to him as Master or Lord. He taught the children to be prepared for Armageddon and said that the girls were destined to become Wesson's future wives. Wesson's school curriculum involved teaching girls oral sex as young as 8 or 9. Their domestic responsibilities included washing Wesson's dreads and scratching his armpits and head. The girls were not allowed to talk to their male siblings or their own mother. Both male and female children were physically abused. Wesson raped 2 daughters and 3 nieces beginning at age 8. Each of the 5 girls became pregnant by Wesson. By March 12, 2004, Wesson had declared his intention to relocate his daughters and their children, or his grandkids in this case, to Washington State, where Wesson's parents lived. It's just crazy to me how all of this is going on, and it seems to be completely swept under the rug. Like, nobody has no idea what the fuck is going on in this house. I mean, you have your daughter pregnant and is giving birth back to back. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is sick, and I don't understand how nobody is doing anything about this. Like, how? On March 2nd, 2004, several members of the Wesson household rebelled against him on the family compound, demanding the release of their children. Fresno police were called to what was described as a child custody issue, and a standoff ensued. Wesson told the police to wait at the door and disappeared into the home. When he came back to the door, his clothes were all bloodied. Fresno police testified they did not hear gunshots being fired from inside the home, although witnesses of the standoff stated that they did hear gunshots at the time. In the end, police discovered 9 bodies in a bedroom filled with antique coffins. 2 of Wesson's daughters and a total of 7 of their children each had been fatally shot through the eye. Wesson's other 2 children were not home during the time of the murders. A .22 caliber handgun was used during the killings. I personally feel that every single police officer that was on scene at the time should be fired immediately. They should have been fired. Fired while they were still at the scene, because how the hell do you allow him to not only go back into the home when you're investigating what was described as a child custody issue, you allow him to go back in the home, and then he commit 9 murders while you're there on scene. How the hell does this happen? Everyone should have been gone. I mean, gone. Cause that is ridiculous. Like, that's crazy. The victims of this incident were April Wesson, age 25, Elizabeth Wesson, age 17, Iabel Wesson, age 8, Dominique Wesson, age 7, Jonathan St. Charles Wesson, age 7, Ethan Wesson, age 4, Marcy St. Christopher Wesson, age 1, Jeva Wesson, age 1, and Sedona Wesson, age 1. Wesson was convicted of 9 counts of first-degree murder on June 17, 2005, and also found guilty of 14 counts of forcible rape and sexual molestation of 7 of his daughters and 2 nieces. Weston was sentenced to death on June 27, 2005, and is currently in the San Quentin prison. But that case is really sick and twisted. Like, that is crazy to me. That is really crazy to me how they allowed this to happen and transpire in this fucking home. Like, I feel like it got swept under the rug and went off of everyone's radar for so long. And I don't understand how Child Protective Services didn't step in, how the police didn't step in, family members step in. Like, it's like no one did absolutely nothing to prevent this from happening. And I don't understand how the hell this can go on for so long and transpire. Like, you're getting your daughter pregnant and she's giving birth to all these kids that are tied to you in more than one ways, and no one is noticing or saying anything or doing anything about it. And that is really crazy to me, and the system failed this family in so many ways, and that is really crazy to me. But on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it was nasty, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Any suggestions, just leave them down in the comment below and I'll make that video possible for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I will catch all of you guys in the next one. Peace.